Greetings, everybody, and welcome to this Friday pre-flight. That's right. I was setting up the thumbnail for the Sunday show and almost confused the two. But yeah, we just had a great experience over on Midnight's Edge in the morning with Cameron Pasha. I'm trying to say her name. And of course, Valiant Renegade, myself, Tom, and for a little while, Andre. One of the funnest show experiences I get to have is hanging out with them. A few times a week, sometimes 3 times a week or more. I'm very blessed to hang out with those wonderful people, and I do appreciate all of their invitations and their time when they come over to my channel as well. There's a lot going on. We can talk about a whole lot of the things that are definitely going to be talked about this weekend. Ela and I and everybody else knows, pretty much everything that we're going to be hearing about going forward, at least throughout this weekend and into next week as well. There seems to be some very strange happenings in our friendly northern neighbor that a lot of people are going to be focused on, and believe me, we'll talk about that. I think it'll be the second Sunday culture review where we talk about that and some of the latest developments over there, which should be a little bit concerning, some of those developments anyway. And of course, we'll get into that over there. And it looks like my beard's out of control. Anyway, it doesn't matter. But we have a lot to cover and only about 90 minutes to do it in, or a little less than that now, before we get into obviously Friday night tights and then Friday night frolics and all of the other great Friday programs that come afterwards. There are a lot of them. Of course, you also have Yellow Flash's a show on Saturday that I think is an opportunity not to be missed. To check that out. It is unpredictable and a lot of fun. Great chat there as well. But let's say hi to those of you who have made it over here already. Real quickly, we have Mutant Bamhammer saying "Oyos, all my boyos." Well, oyos to you, my friend. Looks like Trav 101 is here. Good to see you. Thanks for being a member. We also have Mr. Dragon. Good to see you, my friend. Small Time Republic is here saying takeoff time. Absolutely. Yeah. Hope you guys are hanging out in the lounge. We've got D Bud Martin. Man, I have DC on the brain. I don't know why. Maybe it's because there's an announcement that's supposed to be made about DC. I don't know that it's been made yet. I can't find it anywhere. It's supposed to have happened already. Yesterday, didn't. Today, didn't. Something's supposed to be happening with DC. And I think it has to do with legacy. And for those of you who know what I'm talking about, that's something hopefully we can get into another time. But anyway, D Bud Martin, great to see you. Of course, we've got the lovely Sherry with another new icon. Look at that. She always has fun with those. We've got HVP here saying, hey, everyone. Hey, what's up with you? Stevel Knievel, what's going on? Good to see you. And let's see. We've got Dapper Bard Games saying, hey, everyone. Good to see you. Oh, your dad's birthday is today. He died back in 2004. Well, I'm sorry for your loss. All of those moments that we had of our loved ones with us are ones that we treasure, and they're always brought up by anniversaries like this. So, I'm always do something to honor the people that have gone before, aunts, grandparents, family members of all kinds. So I completely get it. But I'm glad you're here with us, Dapper Bard Games. I appreciate it. Low Spec Linux Laptop is hanging out with us as well. Good to see you, my friend. Hope everything's going well. Of course, he's honking in the chat. We've got Rob Altus hanging out with us. Good to see you, my friend. And of course, the ever-present Captain Trek. Good to see you, my friend. Keck44 is saying howdy a couple times. We've got a Louvrian Imakara out there. Good to see you. It is an excellent Friday indeed. A lot of interesting news that I'm sure everybody will be talking about this weekend coming out as well. All around probably a November election date, and they probably want votes. But I'm not sure we'll cover that directly here, maybe on Sunday. But of course, we have Captain Trek with a $2 super chat. Thank you for that, my friends. It's got my new computer ready to stream. Need guests. Absolutely. Hey, I'm always good for once a month, my friend. It's what I definitely can commit to. I have 9 or 10 videos to record over the weekend and get them to the editors. We're going to start getting way out in front because I will be traveling so much in March. So I need a lot of evergreen content to release in the future. So, but thank you for the $2 donation, my friend. I appreciate it. Your donations are going to start to mean even more and more as I get closer to turning this into my retirement gig, relocation to Florida, and building out the sound stages and studios that are going to be there for production in the future. That's my plan. I'm going to become production. Of course, I'm also going to be doing this and commenting, but the facilities are going to be there for people to do productions. I think that it's important if we want to have independent content to have places to make said independent content. So I'm investing my time and capital into that. What's up, Dragon Master 360? Good to see you. We have executive producer Sol Leibowitz with us saying good afternoon, CC. Hello to you, my friend. Read by Nature is here. Good to see you. Let's see. Who else do we have? Let's see. We've got my sketchbook 340. Good to see you. Man, everybody's hanging out here today. We've got, of course, just another red shirt. Hail, Mr. Shirt. Mr. Shirt can usually be found in the Friday evenings over on Matt Fowler's Foul Ball Production channel at the MFer Cocktail Lounge. And you can check that out there as well. Let's see. Who do we got? We got others here. E. Clay Thomason is here. Good to see you, my friend. Hello, is it me you're looking for? Because I wonder where you are. I ain't going to get me started on Lionel Richie, are you now, E. Clay Thomason? Ed Brewer is here saying, thanks for the upgrade to first class culture. Howdy, chat. Good to see you, Ed Brewer. Thanks for being here, my friend. Let's see, who else do we have? Bilbo Swaggin, number 117. That's good to see you, my friend. That nice name change. I'm glad you're here, my friend. Fitzchozo is here. Good to see you. And I think John Platt just rolled in. What's up, John? Good to see you, buddy. And let's see, what is he saying? Oh, he's just saying hi to people. All right. Well, StreamYard is having some chat issues right now, but they have some really cool features with the chat now that allow us to star comments for later review so that we can make sure to get all the super chats and things like that. The only thing they haven't done is figured out a way to get the member messages over to me, which I would appreciate. So if StreamYard's listening, please work on that. Thank you. Like I said, there's a lot to cover. We don't have a ton of time, so I need to dive into the one that I know for a fact we'll be talking about for a while because they've already started to whinge, gaslight, what's some other terminology about this? Project, make excuses for, and we talked about this over on Midnight's Edge in the morning, Lord of the Rings. And there is Galadriel. Fantastic. Looking forward to whatever comes out of the river here. I think it's going to be I think this is going to be an adventure for all of us. The first look here from Vanity Fair, I believe, and there was some discourse about this over on Midnight's Edge in the morning, I believe these are taken straight off of the footage, right out of the footage. I think they were provided by Amazon Studios directly, and I don't think these are from I think these are from in-camera shots. I don't think these are separate photos. So, but here it is. Amazon's Lord of the Rings series rises inside the Rings of Power. So yeah, $1 billion saga set roughly, I think, 3,000 years before the Lord of the Rings. Maybe they'll go into a cleansing of sorts. I don't know, but we'll have to see. It's very interesting. I don't know. It looks like we're going to get it on September 2nd. It's not based on a token novel per se. This is the most important thing that they say here, per se, because they can't use any of it. they're going to try to buy the rights, but they can't use any of it. So there's supposedly it's based on the vast backstory that he laid out in the appendices of the Lord of the Rings trilogy. And 5 seasons will likely cost them over $1 billion. I would say somewhat well over $1 billion. I think it's going to be close to 1.7 by the end of the day. We'll see. You're about to see the most expensive commercial on the most expensive time slot in the Super Bowl for this show. So just be prepared for that. This thing is interesting, and as you can see here, and this is something that it bothers me. This is not great costuming, because those look like rubberized leggings that she's wearing that are masquerading as plate leggings. She has a very strange mix of ringmail, scale, and plate. None of it looks realistic. They solved that problem in the original film, by the way. They used plastic ringmail to give the look and everything of actual chainmail. So, but yeah, I know some people made some chats in the comments, so I'm going to go back to some commentary real quick here. Let's see. Saw a lot of you guys here. Happy Friday to you, my friend. I did not know Give, Send, Go is a Massachusetts company. Also, CC Mara Healy is the Attorney General of Massachusetts, who happens to be running for governor. Wow. Rocking a hard place. Absolutely. Huh. We'll have to see how that goes. I started it. I will be finishing it. I will talk about it in detail when I'm done. Trav, so far? So far, I think it's going to be. I can't wait. A lot of people have had some positive things to say. So Lottie Holcomb has rolled in here. $1 billion failure, says Lord says low spec Linux laptop. Yeah, sung to the tune of Alex Cooper. Yeah, I think we're gonna have some weirdness for sure. Lord of the Nose Rings, quite possibly. We was lores and shiz. That's right. 3,000 years before LOTR. That's when the war was fought. Well, Isler took the ring from Sauron's finger. Well, there you go. The Lord of the Rings of Disappointment, says the lovely Sherry. I agree. Yep, 1 billion plus. Yeah, and at the end of the day, I think it's going to be more close to 1.7. If I'm based on production, the accelerated rate of rising production costs. Yeah, and the outside use of some interesting special effects houses, and we that's a video that's going to come out here in the future. What's up, Andre Enrico? Bryce Day is here. Sean Landrigan, he changed his name back. So, let's see. Lots of folks just popping in. Got 70s here. For those who think James Gunn makes good superhero moves, know that he turned Peacemaker into, I think he just turned him into baseline either or. So it did go completely against the comics. And I don't trust James Gunn at all. I really don't. My brother and I are dreading this series. I am too. If it's rated R, it could be Lord of the Prince Alberts. It's not. So here's a conversation we had last night, and I brought it back up today on Midnight's Edge in the morning. And if you didn't catch last night's stream on Comics Division's channel, you should watch it. It was really good. A great Thursday night throwdown. Of course, he's, Comics is one of the featured panelists on Friday Night Tights, and I'm sure he'll get into this as well. But the showrunners came out and said that we're setting this, to be something that you could show to 11, 12, and 13-year-olds, which means that the intimacy coordinator that they hired may not have gotten a lot of work, right? Because you're looking at like a PG-13 audience set for these folks. They said it's going to be scary, so the scary parts, the young ones will pull their blankets over their head. But the showrunners really, I don't know. I mean, they were originally selling it that way, right? To be, a competitor to GOT. But I don't think that's the case. What's up, Thunderduck? Guten Abend, meine Herr. How are you, Mr. Kingpin? I'm fantastic, sir. It's great to see you, and thank you for promoting me elsewhere. I see you on Getter and other places, so I appreciate your participation as well, my friend. Hail, everyone. Happy to close out the week, especially with a pre-flight stream. Well, I'm glad you're here, Tax Shark. Yeah, no, I confused you for a second, Sean. It's fine. Apologize. Hearing CC talk about the Lord of the Ring ringmail reminds me of just how priceless the Lord of the Ring trilogy special editions are requiring owning. Yep, they are required owning. Best value for the money, and the appendices are worth their weight in gold. 100%. Very true. Yeah, Comics Division was great last night. Let's see, what do we got here? What do you think of the Moon Knight trailer? I thought it was pretty decent. I think it could turn out like Superman and Lois. I'm hoping. I've been crossing my fingers about that for a long time because it's something I'm invested in. You guys know that. I mean, Moon Knight's one of those characters. I think RMB and I talked about that a few months back, and it was just it's like this is a unique opportunity. Now they're changing some of the lore. I hope it's a surprise hit. I really do, but I'm still worried because there were some elements that I talked specifically about in my criticism. I'm going to step back and wait till I get to see at least a couple of episodes, but it's like the last thing I'm looking forward to on Disney Plus. They have nothing else to offer that I've been interested in. Thank you, Bilbo Swaggins. Definitely hit that like button for sure. Andre Enrica says, what does Peter Jackson think of this Amazon series? After years of trying to make the movies as faithful as possible to the books, Andre Enrico, I haven't done that deep of a dive into what his considerations or thoughts might be. I would imagine, based on his efforts, that he's probably not super thrilled with what's about to be done. But again, a lot of it's going to depend on how deeply he is interested in remaining part of, as our good friend Cameron Pasha says, part of the club, right? Part of the club. Yeah, I think it's going to be about 1.7. I think a lot of the underestimations coming out of the facts that they believe they're going to amortize set construction and other stuff like that, and all the things that they had to invest in up front to make 5 seasons of the show. 5 seasons times 8 episodes is 40 episodes. If that's to be believed, we'll have to see. Yeah, but 1.7 billion on production, while all this money, and they still decided to make it the same style that has failed to make Star Wars mesh with modern audience, or Terminator, or Woke Busters, or Star Trek, or any of this stuff. You're 100% right there, being Bam Hammer. Yeah, it's late night over on that side of the pond, kids. I'm glad you're here, Thunderduck. Trav101 says, you and Cameron had an interesting conversation about stakeholder capitalism. Is this what's affecting entertainment at the moment? You tell me. As we get through this, my thoughts are yes, 100%. All of these studios and all of these entities, big tech, all of them are infested at a board level, with people who believe in a particular ideology. There's a forum that a lot of those people are a part of, or have come through to become leaders globally. Notice how I'm being very careful how I navigate that. So yeah, this is what is affecting entertainment right now, and pretty much everything else, from politics and all of this other stuff. And you're seeing, the results that you don't have to look all that far back. But just a little, almost about 100 years ago. And right now it's a combined use of things that happened, about 90 years ago, plus some things that started to happen 100 years ago in a country that has a red flag with stars on it. So, yeah. And they are pushing these failed ways, the same failed things, the same way that they did before. And you're ending up with this. they're really saying that the Rings of Power is actually less of a financial risk than it is a reputational one. Yes, your reputation is going to be destroyed because of this. And according to Cameron, Patrick McKay and JD Payne, who are the showrunners for this show, they're aware of the pressure that this needs to be good, but they also are they don't have anything. They have a lot of stuff in post production, according to Cameron, but they don't really have any experience that anyone's aware of. They come from the lineage of J.J. Abrams, which should concern everyone. And so there you are. Galadriel's survival at sea is not just a crucial story point at the start of the series. The showrunners remember it as a pivotal moment on set in New Zealand back in March of 2020. Yes, that's right. This thing started way back when. And I imagine that some more additional production costs got kicked up for other reasons. Here we go. And they say this. And this is them like realizing what's going on. They're saying, can you imagine going back to such a beloved world and facing the high bar of the Peter Jackson movies? We were all the time very aware of the massive expectations. And yet you're making it this way. This could be good. I don't know. I have no expectations that it will be. So you've got, wow. Okay, so this is an authentic looking dwarf. What do you guys think? Think that's right? Right. And then we have, this is a dwarven princess with no beard. And this is a Sylvan elf, Arendir. That's really cool, that chess piece. Fancy leather mail. Interesting, right? Hmm. Hey, what's up, Cody guy? Hope you're doing well. Let's see what we got here in the chat. I'm ready. I'm already in the future. Yes, you are. Germans are always ahead of the Brits. Well, we used to be. Please don't tell ass. That's true. Yeah, time's a weird thing, the way we figure it, right? I've always thought. Olivia Namakara says these Hollyweirdos need to take a look at the Soviet film industry. It was very successful and put out some excellent and entertaining movies. That's true. And there are a lot of good stuff's coming out of many countries right now. Isn't Middle Earth supposed to be a mythic legend for the British? Yes, it is. Bilbo Swaggins, 100%. Judas Goat Barbecue. Ginger Dwarf could be my real dad. It's possible. That dwarf is an exemplar dwarf. The first one, the Dwarven Princess, still looks like trash. The wrong precious, as Tom put it. Yeah, maybe. I don't know. See, the looks overall, this is the best costuming. There's the survival at sea scene. At least you're getting some practical there, right? The first dwarf looks like the little guy from the He-Man live action movie. Oh, didn't know that. Why didn't Amazon hire a seasoned filmmaker? That I can't answer. 1/3 is all-star numbers in baseball. Yep, 33%. That's right. That, yeah, if you hit over 300, those are all-star numbers. Not only that, you could be looking at Hall of Fame if you do it over a career. You give about 6 years, 7 years at 300, get into your first pro contract, and you're hitting that. Yeah, you're doing well, Jamie. Looks cheap for $500 million. Well, we'll have to see what happens. Prosthetic makeup is looking odd. They did, like they didn't want to spend any of the 1.7 billion on that. That's true. Looks like he fashioned a Necro Krampuscon into a chess piece. Yeah, I think that's right here. Yeah. I don't know, maybe the Green God. Wasn't there a reference to some dwarf women in the books? Any racial considerations aside, it's not in line with the material, says M. Taxar. I agree with that 100%. The Hobbit movies already set the precedent for adding diversity when they made up Tario. On the G&G fan site, someone face swapped Whoopi Goldberg. That's awesome. Oh, yeah. If you're a premium member over there's some really cool stuff you can see. Lots of great memes. Oh, D-Bud, have a great one, my friend. Thanks for being here. Yeah, surprised they allowed a ginger. No kidding. Zverg. Yeah, cool. I really need to practice my German. I need to get back towards some level of fluency. I just wonder if trying to make a new adaptation of Chronicles of Narnia today, the damage would be 1,000 times what they're doing with Tolkien. Yep. You just destroying these Christian writers, right? Left and right. C.S. Lewis and whew, man. Can you imagine what they would do to the Boxcar Children? You guys probably don't even know that reference, but it's an excellent book series for young people. Or going back and redoing the Hardy Boys in the wrong way. Goodness. 1.7 in production. Got to start pinching pennies at some point. Yeah. The best place to start, get a discount showrunner instead of a proven talent, or two of them. They work as a partnership, apparently. You have I hope somebody's got the bot. Thank you, Mr. Red Shirt. Ken Jack Ben is here saying greetings and salutations from Viejo, California. Yeah. Good to see you, Ken Jack Ben. Tina Bojan, happy Friday, friends. Happy Friday to you, Tina. Thanks for being here. These people behind Lord of the Rings show are hoping everyone hasn't seen the films unless we're supposed to believe they have shaving blades in Middle-earth. Well, daggers and such. Dapper Bard Game says, I grew up with the Boxcar Children. Yep. Imagine them trying to adapt that right now, my friend. I think we would all be very sad. Hey, CC, we live in interesting times. Indeed, TZ Canadian. Yeah, the relaunching of Futurama is going to be interesting. If they don't get DiMaggio on board, you're going to have people going, no thanks. And yeah, this is a good question, Bilbo Swaggin asks. Why ruin one of the best show endings ever? Money. I mean, it's going to be on Hulu. It's a Hulu exclusive. So we'll have to see. All right, let's see. Captain Trek says, I could get the bots, but all I can do is report them. Oh, shoot. I didn't realize. We have a lot of wrenches, but you know what? Never can have too many. Let's see. Who do we got here? We have that scene. Oh, here we go. Now, this is the half-elf Elrond. This is Elrond, everyone. Young Elrond. And I've speculated at what this is. I think this is kind of the beginning of the story of the failure to stop Sauron. And I think you're going to see it. Well, I thought you would see but I was told that it was impossible in the last stream I was on, the blue wizards. But if they don't have access to the wizards, those characters, then what are they going to do with this? How is this? I feel like, and this is one of the conversations I had again with Cameron just a little while ago. Entertainment right now is incredibly hollow, especially when we get to these streaming services. Unlike making a premium television show like HBO did with Game of Thrones and many other shows that they did, True Blood and all that stuff. I think we're seeing hollowed out versions of stuff. because they can't actually stick to a story because they're too busy dancing around all the political mumbo jumbo craptasticness that they have to do. And they don't go anywhere ultimately. It's very empty. So just a thought. Oh, well, this is very flattering. Would like to see you join FNT as a guest. I think it would be a nice change or addition of tone and POV on there. Just get off Jeremy. No, I would love to do that. I'm sure someday as I grow and I have become more adept at doing this. I'm sure I'll get an opportunity, or I would love to have one. But no, those shows have been great. I love being in the chat, in the audience, and supporting my friends. Those are my friends over there. And I know you're kidding about Jeremy. Did I ever read the Tom Swift books? Of course. Yeah, I have. Well, actually, up north, there's a ton of youthful reading material up there. Let's see. Bast is here. Oof. Oh, man, I love that avatar. That's sweet. Dang. Rename the wrenches truckers. Absolutely. Boy, you know what? And that's the other cool thing. In this fellowship that we're all in, we have this incredible group of people that work in the background to make the live streams better, to make the channels better. And they're unsung and they should be sung. We should be saying thank you to all of the wrenches that make things go. We have the Mensch of Wrench is here in this chat, Eric K. We have one very masterful performances of Lord Thoth and, of course, just another red shirt, Hail Mr. Shirt. And many others, and people who are channel members who work their butts off making sure that things look good. And then, of course, other creators that are also wrenched. So we are very grateful to have them, just as we are very grateful to the truckers that keep everything moving in this country. And I think Canada and other countries are going to learn that lesson. And we're going to get to a story that's related to that here in just a minute. L. Ron Half Hubbard. Yes. Oh, you guys are great. I love it. Let's see what else is out there. Galadriel looks like she's giving some toxic male elf the stink eye because he's objectifying her naked. Yeah, in that first picture, John Platt. Yeah, but I mean, here. Okay, so Nazanin Boniati is a beautiful actress, very talented, underutilized, came under some scrutiny because of her involvement with Tom Cruise around a particular belief system. And she's just now finally getting her due, which is long overdue, to be honest with you. This is a interesting forbidden love relationship here. I think that's being portrayed here. She's playing Browin. Let's see. We have, of course, Elrond and Galadriel here. They try to maintain some of the look of the Peter Jackson film, but I really fail to see it, completely. And you know what? Actually broke it down pretty well. It doesn't feel the same. There's an otherworldly presence in Peter Jackson's presentation of elves that is lacking in the presentation here, at least again from these raw images. And there is Nazanin Boniati again, right? And some hunters in a field. And I'm not kidding. I thought this was like these were winged men or something instead of these giant antlers on their backs. These are the inexperienced showrunners right here, J.D. Payne and Patrick McKay. And there is Hallbrand or Discount Vito Morgeson. So, what's up, Theme Park Casual? It's culturally insulting in the lore to have a shaven dwarf. Just for a second, compare that to the real world cultures that place importance on beards. Absolutely. And I'm privileged because I can grow facial hair rather easily. Some people it's a challenge, and if you're forced to to shave your beard, sometimes it takes a very long time to regrow it. So absolutely. What's up there, Cosmic Squirrel? Yeah, I'm not that worried, but thank you, Zach. I appreciate that. You're a good man. Brightest Day is a great man. He needs support now. He's crossed the 1,000 threshold. He needs the 4,000 watch hours. So if you want to hear great literature being read by a wonderful, wonderful voice, check out Brightest Day and listen to his books on YouTube, I guess. Go Frosk. No kidding. She's an interesting person. She studied in Iceland and she wants to be Icelandic, I believe, and so she adopted as her gaming name the Frosk, Froskuren, right? Which is the Icelandic word for frog, and if you know anything about Iceland, it isn't as diverse, or it doesn't have as diverse a history as you would hope for, as somebody who would want to live there. Anyway, interesting things I point out. It takes talented people who understand a saga to properly adapt stories, but it doesn't seem like Hollywood embraces talent anymore. I agree with you. I don't think I have you seen the writing of some of these folks? I mean, it's insane. And then of course they bring in first look deals that are ridiculous, like Patrice Cullors was given a deal, formerly of BLM fame. And now that that particular organization is looking at, lots of, scrutiny around fraud. How does that make Warner Brothers look? Not spectacular. We need to lobby X-Ray or Ryan to give X-Ray Girl 2 more words. I think she needs to have unlimited words. X-Ray Girl's a bright young lady. Having met her in person, she's lovely and funny. Very funny. Das Uberwrench. Well, I don't know what wrench is. Wait, Thunderduck might still be here, so he'll give me the proper wrench word. There's my man. Fat Steven Seagal has been doing amazing stuff with live footage from Canada, and I appreciate everything he's been doing. I hope you guys have been able to check it out. It's been great, his coverage, and averaging like 200 people at a time on just all over for hours on end. Just great stuff, man. Keep it up. We do have the best wrenches in the business. Judas Goat Barbecue says, thank you, wrenches. Absolutely. Blue-Eyed Roof Korean the base says, hey, CC, next month, a scene from Maximum Overdrive were to become reality, but on a 1,000-time scale. What type of goods could be interrupted to cause some chaos and financial difficulty for Disney? You know what? This is as good a time as any to switch stories. We can dive right into this one. Thank you for the segue, my friend. You want to chaos and financial difficulty. Well, not just Disney, but you can do it pretty easily. Materials interruptions are going to be key. They're going to be key. And that would affect everyone, of course. But in the entertainment hubs, materials costs have been shooting up for all of us, but having a complete lack of availability would cause some issues. For Disney, it would be anything that's associated with the production of their paper products for their theme parks. That would be catastrophic for them. Interruption in supplies for laundry for their resorts. Petroleum issues, petroleum acquisition. There would be a lot of different ways to cause chaos and financial difficulty. I'm not sure necessarily that I would condone that kind of thing, but that would be how you would do it. In fact, I would say that I would not condone having dramatic effects on individual people. I think that would be, but for Disney, deliveries of paper products, laundry products, deliveries of, uh, gosh, I mean, they rely so heavily on outside stuff now that they used to do all internally. There could be some big problems there, especially if you're talking about Disney World. But in light of that conversation in that story, um, you're getting from NBC and actually other outlets, but I grabbed this article on purpose. You're going to get a possibility of a trucker protest that could begin Super Bowl Sunday in Los Angeles. Department of Homeland Security is warning about this, and then it could make its way to DC for the State of the Union. Interesting, right? You know, and again, I mean, this comes right freshly with an announcement today politically. And again, I'm not going to get into the politics of this, but that the administration in the United States is looking for ways to help out, the current premier, I guess, of Canada in Mr. Trudeau. So, but officials are warning that trucker convoys could disrupt the Super Bowl this weekend near Los Angeles and make its way to DC. That's quite possible. The bulletin, which described the possible protest as aspirational, said the convoy could cause havoc on transportation routes to other U.S. cities, of course. And I think this is also what you were referencing there, Blue-Eyed Roof Korean. And the possible destination is Washington, where President Biden will set to deliver the State of the Union on March 1. The bulletin was first reported on Yahoo News. The warning issued Tuesday to federal, state, and local. I don't know why you would warn them. It's a protest. They have every right to do so, especially in this country. Let's see. Protesters have blocked the streets in Ottawa and snarled traffic as authorities have cut off their fuel access and arrested nearly 2 dozen. By the way, they were doing that illegally, and then the people turned around and started carrying jerry cans full of water and wash window washing fluid and stuff like that. I thought that was funny. They opened dozens of investigations into allegations of hate crimes, property damage, and theft. Well, we've already seen them trying to utilize false flaggers, this stuff that just wasn't going to hold water. People with their faces completely covered over, who are agents provocateurs, right? So, but we'll have to see what happens. You're going to start to see an uptick in people peacefully protesting. Real peaceful protests, and not, the fiery, mostly peaceful protests that we saw a couple of years ago. They really don't like it when you turn it around on them, do they? So I thought that would be an interesting story to cover. See what you guys think. Beep, beep. Solidarity beep from my little sedan, says Lumrian Imakara. Yeah. Let's see what else you guys have to say. I know Biggles dropped in. Good thing Conan was let go by Amazon. Imagine what you could do with him. Absolutely. Andre Enrico. And I can't wait for that to come back. Sorry I'm late. How you like Reacher so far? Good. I'm going to give a perspective on it when I'm completely through it. Let's hope season 2 doesn't diminish the quality. Zachariah 315, what's up, my friend? I don't see how they're trying to maintain the look of Jackson's film. Yeah, going back to LOTR. Looks more like they are trying to distance from those. Yeah, and make their own fantasy. Well, they have to. In fact, Quarter Black Garrett sent out a tweet today that was along those lines. Essentially outlining that because they couldn't use stuff, they had to kind of create some stuff. But it's really outside of the lore, so it's not even living within the appendices that they tried to claim in the previous story. So it lacks New Zealand. Wow. And Trav says, because of all the stakeholder capitalism's ideology, are we heading to a parallel economy, one for woke entertainment and one for everything else? Hard to say. You'd have to. Well, here's the problem. Of the Fortune 500 companies, the over 400 now have board members that subscribe to this form of fascist capitalism, right? That was kind of, put under fire by, economists and politicians alike for a very long time, and that it's been revived by, a forum of people. So half off Vigo. That's right. Let's see. Tainted Love's one of my favorite songs. Tainted Love. Whoa. Culture Casino. If Amazon's Lord of the Rings fails hard, as I think it will, would this be the final nail in Hollywood's coffin? Nope. No, easy question to answer there, my friend. They've been dying for 6 years now, and we have 3 more at least. See, and here's the other thing: whether or not it succeeds or fails will be hidden from us. They're going to claim success even if it is a failure, because they have no reason to release the actual streaming numbers for it. I mean, you'll have outside services that will essentially data capture, packets, and so on and so forth, trying to get minute stream data. But the question is going to be just how accurate is that? Because we already know, like with analytics firms like Parrot Analytics, which is kind of fraudulent, that, they don't really know. And the only people who really know are the people streaming this stuff. And they never want us to know it. So, but I know, I like you said, based on production cycles and everything else, despite even, what people are trying to be optimistic about Disney, I think you're going to see 3 or 4 more years of Hollyweird going Marxist. Inexperience seems to be the key word in these productions. Yes, read by nature. Just like Disney Marvel, it seems like they take these nobodies in to both display as trophies and push around. I agree with that. I shaved off my beard once and I found a couple new chins that are there. Never again. Absolutely. Dragon Master 360. I can grow facial hair. I don't like to though. Yeah, you don't have to. I'm probably gonna go revert back to the goatee because this takes way too much work and I'm fighting curls, and as it gets longer, it's gonna get spinny. So looks weird. So Frost is appropriating another culture by absorbing it. Sure. Yeah. Texture. I wish her well. She should go live in Iceland. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I think the word limit. No, they'll get it. They'll get another joke. They're awesome. It's kind of humorous still. Galadriel's armor looks unrealistic. Yeah, look, if you look at the leggings, it looks like rubber. Like they used, latex of some sort and thickened it and tried to match the metal sheen of the plate. The plate is a mix of plate and scale and ring mail, or otherwise known as chainmail. And I'm looking at it all going, and the patterns don't look right. And if the elbows actually bend the way that they are, then you know that the elbow joints on the fake plate is actually rubber. It's going to look weird. I don't know. We'll have to see. And she definitely doesn't have the bulk to throw around, especially with those legs, to throw around a plate that she's wearing. I think said that it looked like something that she would wear at like a fashion show, and I suggested maybe the Met Gallery. Right? Schlussel. Uber Schlussel. Thank you. Let's see. Greetings and salutations, one man show. Oh, wait. It means key. Oh. All right. I'll figure it out one day. Doesn't matter. Daily Wire released the trailer for Gina Carano's new movie, and it looks great. It does. Also, check out Shut In. Please. We already know the answer to this, Trav, but I'll read it anyway. How does a movie like Don't Look Up get Best Pick nom, and it has a splat on Rotten Tomatoes? Because they needed to not have Dune get a Best Pick nom. I don't know. Because those awards are fraudulent. The Oscars are. We're going to talk about it on Sunday. We're going to talk about the Super Bowl on Sunday Culture Review. We're going to talk about, I've already put the baseline of the thumbnail together. I was trying to get that up before this show started, but hey, I lacked the time to get it done, but it'll happen. We'll have to see. Mutant Bamhammer, disrupt paper products. Do you want us to start stockpiling toilet paper again? I'm just saying, you create havoc for them in places where the optics will be the worst. Where would that be? At their theme parks. Because a bunch of guests not having paper towels or toilet paper or a Kleenex or access to soap products or any of that, going to look bad for them. Now they have warehouses full of this stuff, but you dwindle that supply pretty quickly, and they're already overcharging like crazy to their tourists. So again, the optics get bad fast in those sectors. So yeah, logistics, absolutely. Yeah, the logistics are the problem. I mean, it's like, so when you look at failed military campaigns, let's say, the things that always cause a collapse in the ranks is a lack of supply line. So you change the way the supply line forms, and you immediately impact where this is. And that's why you're going to hear, and it's already been suggested to me by many folks, that you're going to start to hear about automated trucks. Well, we've already seen what automated vehicles look like, and it's not good because they end up causing a lot of purely 100%. They're not, it's the tech's not there yet. And we've seen accidents and, vehicles running stop signs and stuff like that. In fact, right now, Tesla's facing a recall because of the software not recognizing stop signs and rolling through them. That's a problem. So, anything disposable, fuels and bodies. Well, it's like I said, if you interrupt the stuff that will cause them the worst optics the fastest, that's going to be the way to do it across the board. Get ready for more federal psyops. We're already there. I mean, the fact that, it's revealed unto the world that the CIA has been spying on the U.S. populace, which they are not allowed to operate against here in the United States, especially not against the U.S. citizens. And that's already been revealed, and there's no penalties. Nobody's going after any of this stuff or any of these people. That's a headline that should make all of you aware of what's happening out there in the world, I would think. So not getting into the politics of it all. I'm just saying, watch Bengals lose third Super Bowl due to cancellation. We got Darius Munchausen for $1.49. Thank you for that box of popcorn, my friend. Your contribution will go to my relocation and construction of production facilities. So I say thank you. Thank you, and thank you again. Let's see. Your thoughts on guests at the Oscars not having to show proof of vaccination? Oh, no, we've already there. We knew this was going to happen. Super Bowl, Oscars, anything they can do to change the optics of the situation that they created. Again, it always comes down to optics, and you just have to keep pushing people back to the mindset that, look, these people trapped you in this situation. It was led by these people. It was led by this tiny fractionally small group of humans on Twitter. You just keep pushing back on it and just say, you know what? Remember this? You did this. Remember this? You did this. Remember this? You did this. And consider this: LA is the only city so far that's going to hold up the middle finger to its residents and say you have to wear a mask still. We'll see how that works in businesses and stuff like that. And again, as they found out, I mean, and they will continue to find out in court, you can't. You've already exceeded your anybody who's going to have any investment in that, and legally you're going to continue to get challenges that you will lose. So it's bad news. Who remembers when the NFL berated 50% of the population? Pepperidge Farms remembers, including me. What do you think of the Terror on the Prairie Trail? I think it looks awesome. Cannot wait, HVP. How do you clog traffic in LA? Has the rider ever been there? This would be the biggest SIG alert in history. It will be. Yeah. Man, you imagine just 40 trucks on each side of the 5, or at the Orange Crush. All you have to do is stop the Orange Crush. Done. If you guys don't know, that's where a lot of different freeways meet. Let's say. Hey, Dadman Walking. Good to see you, my friend. We have another super sticker from our friend Travel101. Thank you for that. Looks like we've got a hamburger. Well, thank you. Actually, I had hamburger for lunch while I was setting the show up. Little cheeseburger, actually. A little pepper jack cheese on top. Good stuff. Of course, those are homemade. Don't go out to get them. Don't patronize fast food places anymore. I stay wide away from a lot of processed food, you know. And I think processed food now is limited to cheese, and that's minimally processed as it is. I'm getting away from corporate products for a lot of reasons. Patrick McKay and JD Payne are the new Dan and Dave. Yep. John Platt, you were 100% right. But Disciples of Jar Jar doesn't inspire confidence. You're 100% right in that comment, my friend. Lies. Everything these outlets say is lies now. Yep. Talking about the previous story we just covered, the trucker circumstance that will occur around the Super Bowl on its way to DC for State of the Union. State's going to be bad. Not Union, State of the Union thing. Do you remember? Look, you start moving farm vehicles, or if you start moving Caterpillars, giant pieces of equipment, bananas. These truckers are heroes for freedom, 100%. You have a really weird horn there, just another red shirts. What's up, Jordy Lyons? Good to see you. Mike likes tacos, says meep, meep. There you go. Meep, meep. Beady, beady, beady. What's up, Buck? Anyway, I made it 15 minutes, then had to bail. Can't stand to look at the Trada. Okay, Gomer Kyle. Unsafe Space had the guy who caught the dude lighting the fire in the apartment building. Antifa tried to burn a tiled lobby. What does that tell you? Mutant band member loading 12%, 26%, 36%. TP shortage part 2. Well, yeah. My thoughts on the upcoming Disney quarterly. I think we're going to get some interesting information. I think because I haven't had a chance. I know that Valiant Renegade reviewed the commentary in the background during the Q&A with Chapek. I'm kind of interested to see where things land at the end of the day. Yeah, politicians don't get it, says Dark Shadow Logan. Without truckers and other laborers in the field, there is no supply line. Without truckers, tow companies, and farmers, you have no food or supplies. People. Absolutely. Yeah, and I think that's, they hate the workers. The workers haven't been represented by their unions, if they have union representation, for a long time. The unions represent political interests of whoever the leadership of the unions are at the time. And the unions have been corrupted, cleared out multiple times. The union leadership needs to be cleared out. And that's something I think that Hollywood, below the line employees just learned, is that your union has been corrupted, and it's been corrupted for a while. And you just saw that with the way the vote went down, right? Yeah, I'm feeling a lot better, Yeti Cast. It's been a week and a half of whatever it is that's been dragging me down, but it's good to see you, buddy. I'm going to send you some work. This is another one of my editors right here, and a talented YouTuber as well. So I hope he's doing well. What's up, Justin Proper? I'm going to drop by next Thursday for a little This Week in Bologna Sausage, my friend. It's good to see you. Thanks for being here, buddy. No goatee, full beard, or Misa Riot. Well, it takes so much work. If Amazon had only convinced Peter Jackson and had Weta Workshop in New Zealand, yes. Well, Weta Digital got bought out to create costumes and sets for their Lord of the Rings the Ring of Power TV show. Wow, that is really what the initials are for that, isn't it? Goodness gracious, that's a mouthful. Laudertrop. That's what I'm going to start calling it. It's their Laudertrop TV show. There you go. I just coined it, folks. Laudertrop. And stuck to tokens established lore, then would it be good? Possibly. But you have to remember who owns the rights right now, and that is going to be the subject of much debate going forward since the rights are for sale, and Warner Brothers still thinks they own the film rights. It's going to be weird, kids. It's going to be weird. I saw a video that had a member theonoring slamming. Oh, the One Ring. Oh, yeah, that had a member of the One Ring slamming. Yeah, we'll have to see. You have, man, that's the other thing. Okay, if you're making a show and you are trying to run this playbook about, inclusion and diversity and stuff like that, you don't attack the fans. All you have to do is present a reason for changing it, or present the story in a way that doesn't even dive into any of that. I need a sip of water for the working man. Just a second. None of this stuff. Look, we jumped these hurdles 30 years ago, 40 years ago, right? Do you still have silly humans in the background on all this stuff? Absolutely. You still, there's always some ignorant human out there, right? That's always the case, or people that can't overcome their own self-loathing to recognize that their outward projection on others is a result of self. Right. So you always have those people. But the question is, were we beyond all of this stuff? Yes, of course we were. But how do you divide people? Well, you do it along these lines. And then you try to point out those people are your problem. Those people. Right. And it doesn't matter. It's being done across the board on everything. It's not. Wow. Again, not political. But, you have people pointing at team blue, people pointing at team red. Those are your enemies. You're divided. You have, whatever's going on with the medical circumstances of the global crisis. And you have those people are the problem. Those people are the problem. You're divided. What's another easy way to divide people? By sex. So those are your enemy. Those are your enemy. What's another way to do it? Well, you dive into race. Those are your enemy. Those are your enemy. It's just that simple. And they're doing it willingly, and they're using entertainment as a platform to do it, and all of its facets. And it's not hidden from anybody. It isn't. You recognize it. I recognize it. I'm not giving you anything but other than the observations of the day. And it's reflected in the news stories that I present every single day, weekday for the 6-Minute Daily. It's reflected in the stories that I cover in the weekly videos, which I'm going to cut back. I was going to try to continue doing one per day or during the weekdays, but I think I'm going to go down to like 3 or 4 a week tops. But you also have, the stories we just covered, right? This Lord of the Rings thing. They're already attacking fans, right? They're already attacking fans. It doesn't bode well for success. And it illustrates that you don't have stories to tell. You have a narrative to sell. There's a story and a narrative. That seems at odds, right? But, their allegories don't work. None of it works. And again, it comes down to writing. The writing's very poor. You could convey that if you wanted to with a good writer and a good story. You could convey some political messaging if you wanted to. It's been done very well. Ringmail may actually not have been a thing. Okay. Would you prefer chainmail? It is. Kind of. It's all spun out of spring. Oh, if you ever want to do that sometime. I was actually thinking about doing a how-to video. Of course, I can print chainmail now, but which means there's no seams, which is kind of cool. But you can actually, I can actually teach you how to spin a spring and cut it so that you can make your own authentic suit. And I can teach you how to do multiple patterns, 4 patterns, 6 pattern. Not that hard. I've been thinking about doing a video on it. That'd be a lot of fun. Some practical effects stuff that I picked up places. John Platt for £4. Thank you. That's proper money. That's £4 sterling. Thank you, sir. Appreciate that. Let's see. Oh, there's our buddy. What's up, Tom? It says because woke. Ruben Christopher Haynes is here. Well, hail, I'm here. I'm okay. Just exhausted. Thank goodness. You had me worried, my friend. Overcome that infection quickly. Get on the proper road. I know you're headed down the right road, my friend. Stay healthy. I'm counting on you. When I get to Florida, I'm counting on you. Let's see. Darius is here. Got a lot of folks floated over. Thank you for that, Tom. Appreciate it. Good point. But if LOTR will be as bad as we think it's going to be, it will hurt them pretty hard and might speed up Hollywood's demise. MSM Spin. Yeah, the corporate content creators, all spelled with K's. Spin will hurt them hard too. Lord of the Rings is loved by normies too. It is. And if it's very poorly received and it's pretty much shunned, they're going to have problems. The Razzie Awards are more honest and better than the Oscars. That's true, Andre Enrico. We were talking about that. I've talked about that a few times now, that Bruce Willis is magical. 8 terrible films in 1 year. It's not violent to violence to make life difficult for a corporation. No, absolutely not. Improper planning on their part does not mean emergency action on mine. True. I'm kind of tired, so I'll be working as hard today. Well, thank you, my friend. And I know you're working hard where you are in your neck of the woods. And I like the fact that you have a sliding scale of pricing. Yeah, you're going to pay a lot more because of that bumper sticker, my friend. Oof. Human truckered using sat-nav have led to all sorts of stupid accidents. This is true. Like driving into rivers or rural streets too small for trucks. No AI is capable to do it alone. Absolutely. Pope Metallicus. Dude, oh, by the way, yeah, the mandate. Yeah. Did you guys see the interview that was out there on Twitter and other social media minds and Getter today of the mayor? I think her last name's Wu. Anyway, she tried to do a live stream, and just got destroyed. Just destroyed. She wouldn't answer the questions in the chat. She's ignoring them because she was getting hammered by people going, when are you going to end this nightmare? Yeah. Actually, it's Los Angeles County. It is worse than city of Los Angeles. Wow. 405 591. That's right. The Orange Crush, baby. 405's terrible.com. Yeah, 10 is always backed up each day, every day. Absolutely. Man, dude, the 8. Okay, so highways are oddly and evenly numbered depending upon whether they go north, south, or east, west, right? And the 405 is where things just get weird because of all the stuff that meets up with the 91 and everything. Oh man, the Orange Crush is a disaster zone. That just, that's, Cali stuff for you. The armor and costumes look far too new, and pristine armor should be battle worn and worn looking used and lived in. And these pictures from the show don't show that. That's correct. I agree with that. Monkey Jeebus, you're off the 91? Hickey Schmick. Dang. I know how to weave so the 710's easy. Well, could be a challenge though. Let's see. When it comes to the words there, stuff. Why do some people see it but others don't? What's the disconnect? Usually it's like they agree with some aspect of it, or they don't want to be challenged on something. A lot of people just want to go with the flow. And let's be honest. Most everybody just wants to be left alone. Leave me alone. Stop projecting your bologna sausage on me. Stop forcing me to live by your rules. We still do, but we have a common set of rules that we all agree to live by. And, there are some rules that are just inherent, that they're accepted. This is the right thing. This is the wrong thing. It's called being in a civil society. But, now you have all this other stuff. You have 2 generations of educated people that have been blinded to what reality is. So there you go. Take Garfield north or south. Thank you. What's up, Don Incognito? Good to see you. Power to the people. Absolutely. What made you decide to pick Florida, not Tennessee or Texas? My familiarity with Florida, to be honest with you. Tennessee was a viable option, as was Texas. I'm going to actually be, I'm going to keep saying this, right in the middle of March. I'm going to be in San Antonio. I'm trying to organize with some people to get together. I'll be there for a few days, business related purposes. So I'll be broadcasting from there. I'm taking the studio in a box with me. So we'll see how that goes. Whew, it's always an adventure. But we're going to do, I'm going to get some finalization done. I was supposed to do that at the end of January. I'm supposed to be doing it this month. It's now being pushed to March. I will be gone 4 different places in March. And I'll be in 4 different states in March for a period of time each location. So I really won't be home much in March. So just fine. Mike likes tacos for $4.99 says the only thing magical about Disney is their accounting. Meep meep. Right now, 100% straight up accurate, incorrect, Mike. Absolutely. In fact, it's really it's ridiculous right now. They magically have accounted their way out of disclosing the fact that they lost money in the last quarter in film and media, and they hide stuff by moving things around into different divisions. It's frustrating. Lottrop. I think Lottrop. Maybe if you it would serve our fellowship well to shop local. 100%. Help your neighbor. 100%. I don't live that far away from what do you call them? Farmers markets. Right? They're not that far away. It's a short drive. And it's easy to get produce. It's fresh at farmer's market. And if you talk to the farmer enough, they'll point you to the days to show up to get the freshest. And you can get fresh eggs, get a lot of things that way. It's good consideration. Chickens are easy to raise. It's something I'll be doing in Florida, along with a small head of cattle and, other things. I'm going to have enough acreage, I should say, to do that kind of stuff. And I highly suggest you do that. No show, Trudeau. Yeah, he got chased out of the building the other day, if I remember right. Zan Zoltan. Good to see you, my friend. Your Muslim uncle. Friday night pre-flight. That's right. Absolutely. Good to see you, your Muslim uncle. Assalamu alaikum. Assalamu alaikum. I think I did it right. I'm trying to get better, I think. These are the divisive points. Absolutely. They're making the same BS move that Ghostbusters did. That's true. Political views is the same. Yeah. Sorry, guys. I'm way behind on the chat. I apologize. Guys, thank you. But calling out the bot just moved the chat up and makes it harder. Well, that's true. But we're getting them, guys. I appreciate it. And thank you for getting at them. I really do appreciate the wrenches out there. Blue-Eyed Roof Korean the base for $5 says the following. Love your neighbor. Try to reach common ground with your enemies. Find solace in your communities. It's going to be a little rough. Atlas is shrugged. Absolutely. Yeah. And it's not that hard to do. And people like me have a hard time with it, doing it, because the only way to connect with somebody who's not engaged in logic and is engaged from their position of how they feel about something, they're harder to argue with because they're not taking possession of the logic side of the argument, for lack of a better way of describing it. They want that the feelings to mean more than they do. It's one of the things. How does the world work? Not according to feelings. And it's harder to reach common ground there, but you can do it. And I always start from the position of love. And that's kind of where I come from. I love everybody until you give me reason not to love you. Kind of weird, little hippie, right? Anyway. Yeah, ringmail's not linked. Absolutely, that's true. Chainmink is linked together. That's also true. Yeah, they're very similar. And the question is, which stops pointed implements better? Pope Metallicus. Oh yeah, I was there on my Real Me account. Culture, awesome, bro. Oscar, how many homeless encampments will the Oscars displace this year? I don't know. It frustrates me. All that stuff frustrates me. John Platt says he tried to watch Don't Look Up. Only watched the first hour. A lot of people told me that something similar to that. Florida, Texas, and TN are far too humid for me. Enjoy it for me. Absolutely. Depends on part of Texas. In northern Texas, be all right. I would want to live near the river, though, or near the ocean. I'd be more of a Gulf dweller if I had to be. I don't know. Being 2 hours from places is something that appeals to me. 2 hours from the snow, 3 or 4 hours from the ocean, stuff like that. That's valuable to me. Just a few hours drive, avoid the hassle of the airport. Yeah. Eat more gator tail. I said something nice about you, Lord Thoth. You'll have to go back to the beginning to hear it. Let's get caught up, guys. Let's get caught up. MTAX is not weird at all. Very based. Well, thank you. Yeah, and just start from the position of love. Yeah, Mighty Robots. It's California. Yeah. Absolutely not, Trav. Absolutely not. Not going to go near that. It wasn't right at the beginning. Wow, you're going to be scrolling for a while. Oh, I feel bad. It wasn't just at the beginning. It was like near the beginning. I don't know. Mute Bamhammer says, I watched Don't Look Up. It was all right. It was hard for me to get past the obvious obnoxiousness in your face, political messaging, of course. But if you get past that, it's decent enough. See, and that's the problem, though. I mean, okay, so when you make entertainment, you don't want it to have relevance that you could set a watch by, right? Because the moment the time expires, your cultural relevance is lost. You're not touching the touchstones, right? You all you're doing is this tiny little point in time stuff. That storytelling it becomes obnoxious, and so it's disposable, which is, I think, why they're calling it content now, because they're not capable of creating things that will last the test of time. You have very little of that. In fact, that's what happened with Dan and Dave with the Game of Thrones stuff, right? They ran out of material, and then they turned into that, that ticking time stopwatch. That's what happened. You don't want a stopwatch. You want something that's timeless. It's the same problem we have here on YouTube. The reason that YouTube wants us to continue to make videos is because not a lot of people make evergreen content. Evergreen content being content that's interesting all the time to a wider viewing audience, right? For example, this stream right here, it may or may not be applicable or relevant for a period of time. It's quite possible it could become timeless, but it's unlikely because we've talked about a lot of like in the now moments. Not something that we all, have a touchstone for in the long term. So, yeah. Off Friday. Can't wait to get home, put my feet up, and enjoy a smooth glass of whiskey. Absolutely, horny elf. I'm going to have a couple glasses of wine. I have a little banking to do before FNT starts, so I got to run out to the banks. I think they believe their woke garbage will be never be dated forever. No, they will be. It already is. Like I said, culturally relevant, not at all. Double feature Friday. It's going to be all white and Karen. There you go. Thunderduck says, when is white as word or a color being called racist or made a forbidden word? Will it be called racy or slavey? Cynical of me, I know. I don't know. I think we have to start at the baseline here. They're doing everything they can to be as divisive as possible, because calling this out it as disingenuously as they do. Again, we were very, very close to having all of this behind us, and studies showed in the United States and continue to that globally we are the most tolerant and least racist country on the planet. Your words have no power here. Be gone. That's what you tell these idiots. That's what you tell them. Let's see. Of course, we talked a little bit about this over on Midnight's Edge in the morning. I thought this might be some fun conversation for us here. Disney isn't moving forward with the Beauty and the Beast spinoff series. Well, they're not moving forward with a lot of stuff. And that was part of the point of today's stream over on Midnight's Edge in the Morning. You're going to see a lot fewer things being made over there that don't have well, as Valiant Renegade describes it, a price to value, price to payoff is the term I would use. That's favorable. Like, is it worth it? Are we going to have an audience that is interested in this? Is it going to be long terms? Kind of trying to turn the tide back the other way. And rather than dip into this stakeholder baloney sausage that we talked about at the very, very beginning of the stream, and more towards a shareholder thing, which is where businesses should reside. In fact, I think we should probably make it as close to illegal as possible to have stakeholder values be considered in corporate, in anything that's a publicly offered company. It's a private company, you can do whatever you want. But if you're publicly held, you can't. You have to represent. The shareholders. That's your job. That's the whole point of having a corporation go public. Like I said, there should be language that does that. There should also be language that. And again, some of this is already being worked on. And I kind of jumped the gun and pointed out some things that I probably shouldn't have that were happening in Congress. But some of this is also being worked on in the banking area as well. So we'll start to see, some of that happen. But at least we won't be polluting the airways with some BS version spinoff pre-Beauty and the Beast thing with, Josh Gad and, the other thing, So there you go. Zanzeltan says, exactly as I said, eventually they will find another scapegoat to make a division between people. Here in Argentina, we've been divided for over 12 years by now over stupid politics. That's right. Yeah, stop allowing yourself to be divided. Call it out. Say, stop dividing people. Well, divisive, Star Wars divisive. Yes, it was, intentionally so. Did you hear that the Batman weekend projection is now adjusted for a lower take? No. Does that surprise me? Absolutely not, HVP. Absolutely not. Let me tell you, a lot of people are going sour on this property in light of, I honestly feel like if you could shut up the stars, other than to just like go into like the Tonight Show and places like that and actually just talk about their clips and the superficial stuff that they used to go out there and their publicists walk them through ahead of time. By the way, when you go on a late night talk show, right, you're prepared. There's a pre-interview. You already have a feeling, a sense of what's going to happen in it if you haven't actually been given the direct questions already. So you can work up an answer or something quippy, maybe, if you're trying to come off funny. But yeah. So does it surprise me that this is going downhill? No, because Pattinson opened his mouth again, and he's an idiot. I didn't realize that Batman was the greatest detective. No study. Difference between method actors and non-method actors. Method actors know the character inside and out. Isaj Melody says, you say your booze mean nothing to me. I have seen what makes you cheer. Absolutely. I've seen that a lot on Twitter recently. Hopefully that's coming from you. And I've seen that in reference to a particular meme of late. Yeah. You're booing at the good guys doing an actual peaceful protest, and you are cheering for the mostly peaceful burning down of businesses and other stuff. We know you. We've seen you. Wait, Glitter Bomb isn't going to vault into the stratosphere? No, Illyrian Imakara, Glitter Bomb will not. Oh, M. Taxshark sent me a super sticker. Thank you, my friend. It is a, what is it? Let me find it. Oh, it's a thumbs up guy, little pair of thumbs up guy. And we're running out of time because I know we're about to get into FNT. Folks in the chat, do me a favor and let me know when that thing might actually go, because I don't want to miss it, and I know you don't either. Instead of avoiding certain words on YouTube, we should bring back Pig Latin. Maybe, but I don't know that that'll help us avoid censorship. YT has enough content to never need to get cable TV again, 100%. Yeah, a lot of good stuff, including if the Daily Wire keeps making their stuff available for free. Holy smoke. Holy smoke. Yeah, Robert Pattinson is definitely the least appealing thing from the new Batman movie for you being Bamhammer. I think it is for a lot of people. That 70s rock fan, good to see you, brother. Says, not interested in the Batman. Can't say that I'm interested. Yep, I understand. He's stupid because Ralph Dibny, the elongated man, the world's greatest detective in DC Comics. Don't be late for FNT. They're always on time. Well, that's not true. But Wizards are only they arrive exactly when they intend to, right? Yeah. Gary's a wizard, isn't he? You're a wizard, Gary. Just another red shirt says FNT countdown is at 19 minutes. That was a little bit ago, so we're coming up on it. Yeah, so we're about 18, 17 minutes out. So looking forward to that. I try to watch as much content of YouTubers as I can, but lately I haven't had much time. Too much wild arms for. Glad to have caught this one live. Well, I'm glad you're here too. Sean Landergan. Yeah, it's probably about 40 minutes away. That's why I'm going to run and do banking when I end the stream here in a couple minutes. So Thunderduck. I think everybody should focus more on Odyssey, Rumble, and BitChute. Absolutely. I'm going to get, hopefully this weekend I'll have my BitChute sorted. And I have Rumble now. So you can check me out on Rumble. I need to start advertising that too. I think we're going to have to see more and more different. We're going to have to see more and more platforms succeed and move forward. And that requires an audience. There needs to be more of us there, and there need to be more people watching over there. So I think that's true. Dapper Bard Game says, I was interested in the Batman, but Pattinson's attitude about working out and not knowing his character drove me away from wanting to see it. And I think that's sad. I think that's where a lot of people come from, my friend. I think you're seeing that more and more, where people are less. I don't even know how to say it. They're less enthusiastic about this property, and I agree with them. I don't see any reason to be enthusiastic about it. I like Batman and I like Nirvana. I'm not sure I want them together in my burrito. Saj Melody says, look, I'm telling you right now, that's brilliant, because again, they're telling you you want Pattinson, Bat Pat, to be the allegedly self-deletion lead singer of Nirvana character. Very strange. I think overall the Batman will be good, but I'm skeptical on Pattinson's Bruce Wayne. I just have low expectations. I think a lot of people do. Yes, I am on Rumble. Okay, subscribe. BitChute soon. Okay, I'll watch. Well, thank you. I appreciate that, Thunderduck. I really do. Rumble's a lot of fun. Everything's going to Rumble. Everything that I do here is going to Rumble, and it's going to go to BitChute. It's already on Odyssey. Odyssey doesn't get you a lot of stuff. Did you make of Rumble offer to Rogan for 100 million? What did I make of it? I thought that it was genius for a lot of reasons, and I'm sure they would have been willing to pay him and to offer him the same kind of content deal that Spotify gave him. And then it would immediately make the platform. You're looking at 200 million views a month of the podcast. 11 million strong audience, at least. Not to count the people that watch the stuff here, the clips, powerful JRE and so on and so forth. Read by Nature says something genius here. Batman could be overexposed at this point. I think Batman origin story is overexposed. There is a rogues gallery of bad guys to deal with, and I think they focus on a handful of them and not all of them. They really should. No one wants to see Twilight Part 5. Well, if you've seen the way they're doing this presentation with the Catwoman and Bat Pat, We'll see. So Bruce Wayne is a heroin addict? I don't know. I don't know. I can't say anything. Anyway, I have to say this. I had a great time today. For those of you who were here for the entire stream, thank you. For those of you who came in late, thank you. For those of you who are members, thank you. Those of you who are just subscribers, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. There is no such thing as just. I value everybody. Anybody who rolled by here by accident, stayed for a few moments, thank you. Try to subscribe. If you can leave comments later, that's great. For those of you who participated in the chat, I appreciate you. You drive the show. I got to I got to 3 articles total. I wanted to cover 7 articles today. Never works out that way. Hopefully Sunday, we'll get to a few more with the panel. I think I'm going to go a little longer than the 90 I usually do. Probably go 2 hours on Sunday, and we'll all go from there. I am going to be working on 10 or 11 videos this week. I have 2 deep dives that are taking me longer than I expected, so hopefully one of those will make it out next week. There's some weird stuff going on globally right now when it comes to entertainment, and there's some interesting Me Too moments internationally that we're going to get into. With the sheer amount of woke entertainment that has come out in the last 2 years, my expectations automatically start low. Yes. In order to play a good Batman, you have to be a good Bruce Wayne. I agree with that. Breaking news, just ordered a pizza and pineapple is one of the ingredients. You're a brave soul. Fruit on pizza. Mm-hmm. Blue-Eyed Roof Korean the Base for $5 says, watched Viva Fry, Canadian streamer, do a full stream to 15K on Rumble. No censorship. Rumble needs a dark mode. Absolutely. Boy, all of these platforms need a dark mode, including StreamYard, because if this were darker, I wouldn't have this glare in my face because it's not coming from the lights. If I look up, that's the glare. That's the glare. The screen is what's giving me glare, which drives me crazy. Sunday. Jets versus Funny Cars. Your ticket buys the whole seat, but you only need the edge. Happy Friday, everyone. That's true, Daisy Blossom. Happy Friday to you, love. Can't wait to see you again soon. You guys all have a great day. Be sure to tip your wrenches. Be sure to take care of yourself. Take care of others. Wash your hands, of course, because it's good hygiene. And until next time, bye. Press our button as we see the push time remaining in about 1 minute.